One of the most difficult things for business owners consistently to come up with new ideas to post on social media. So I suggest just stop overthinking it and look around, see what's around you. Like I was in my studio last time and I'm like, I wonder if people know what my studio looks like. So I just started taking photos of my studio and I included myself in some of them. And I'm like, okay, here's some big windows. Here's the couch where I do the posing. So just look around your shop and see what's there. If you're selling ice cream, not only post about the ice cream, but post about the girls who are serving the ice cream. Post about the counter that you're serving the ice cream. Post the outside of the ice cream shop. Don't make it too complicated. Make it easy. What's around you? Post about that.
I think the number one most common branding mistake that a lot of businesses make is you're not focusing on your client, whether it's your client's experience or their desires. I think a lot of companies out there say, hey, this is how I do things. That's well and good. But really what it comes down to is where are your customers? Where is your clientele? And understanding their needs and desires will really help you focus on how you present your business, not just your products that you sell, not just your services, but also how you present yourselves. We have a few lawn maintenance companies in our neighborhood who roll through here. And some of them look really high end, and I don't want to deal with them because that's not my kind of feeling for like the brand I want to work with. I want to work with the guy who's doing it in his part-time. I don't need all the bells and whistles. So I think there's a different audience for everything, but knowing what your clients need and want, I think that's the one thing you should really focus on.
I think people can post whatever is important to them because that'll come across as more authentic. For example, when I go to the studio, I post about some new props that I have or new mirrors or some new art that I discovered. So just look around and see what's around you. Like, for example, I could talk about my Diet Dr. Pepper because that's what I like to drink. What does that have to do with my business? Not much, but it kind of adds that personal touch, and people who like Dr. Pepper might relate to me on that note. What's interesting to you? What's around you? What's near you? Take photos of that and talk about that. Because whatever is interesting to you is going to be more authentic. Like, I love drinking Blue Moon, so if I'm at a bar, I'll post a picture of me drinking Blue Moon. Everyone that likes Blue Moon will be able to relate to that.
I think every business is trying to save money, and I think it's wildly important to save money because you got to put your money where it matters. So if you have no money for marketing, what's the best thing to do? Social media. We've said it time and time again everywhere we talk, but it's free. It just comes down to time. Everyone in your company can do it. If a kid's working at a counter, give them a phone, let them take photos, whatever. It's the best bang for your buck because it's free. All it takes is a little ingenuity and just doing it. Like, there's no question why you shouldn't be doing it anyway, but since it's free, it's amazing. It's the best marketing tool you can use.
The reason you should post every day on social media is because, as the old saying goes, practice does make perfect. You get more comfortable posting, you get more comfortable in front of the camera, and your viewers will be more likely to engage with you if they see that you are consistent and they get familiar with your face and your product and your business. So you want to put yourself out there because you make yourself more familiar to your potential clients, to people who follow your social media, and you come across as the expert in your field because repetition breeds familiarity. It's that simple because people are more likely to purchase from somebody that they feel comfortable with.
The mistake I see most often on social media from every type of brand, whether it's the big dogs or, mom and pop shops, is people are trying to sell. They're constantly trying to sell. They're saying, hey, we're selling this. This is this price. Come on down and buy this. And you lost me because I see no value in that. I'm not interested. The best example of this is getting an email for every day from something you signed up for, and all they're saying is buy more stuff. You hate them. You want to unsubscribe from them. You don't follow them. And you're not going to follow businesses on social media if all they're doing is saying, buy our stuff. So you need to do something else. You need to provide value. You need to do something to make me want to follow you. And just selling your stuff, that ain't going to cut it.
Your brand avatar is basically your perfect client. What you want to do is imagine who you want to sell to and then talk to that person. For me, it's when I think about talking to people on social media, it freaks me out. But it actually helps when I picture a perfect person that I'm talking to. And let's call that my brand avatar, because that's what people call it. So I just pick one person that is my ideal client, and I pretend like I'm giving them this little speech instead of talking to the whole world. So therefore, it's more relatable to you as a person, and then people will see themselves as their brand avatar.
YouTube. I think every business needs to be on YouTube. I think no matter what platform is best for your business, you also have to be on YouTube. YouTube is probably the smartest social media platform you could possibly be on because of the algorithm it has on the back end. So Google owns YouTube. People go to Google for everything. They don't use other search engines unless Bing accidentally pops up on their computer and then they cancel it out and open up Google. Since it's owned by Google, if you Google something pertaining to your business and a video pops up, Google loves video. Google will always post video first before they post websites. They're going to post sponsored stuff first, then videos, then everything else. So if your content is on YouTube, it's going to be in the first ranking areas when people are searching on Google.
The best way to reach your target market is just to put yourself out there and see what lands, because you actually don't know what works with your target market. You have to try everything. You have to put yourself out there on social media, on your website, in video, in photos. Basically, if you put yourself out there more often, then it'll become more likely that you will connect with that potential client.
Google likes to promote videos because people like videos. Here's what it boils down to. Google is the number one most used search engine on the planet, right? Number two, YouTube. There's a reason Google bought YouTube, is to cancel out the competition. And when they're together, it's amazing. Most of the times when you ask a question, you'll probably go to YouTube before you go to Google. And even if you do go to Google, those videos pop up and give you you see a little 5-minute video pop up and you're like, this is going to teach me how to change my headlight on my car faster than me going to a blog. I don't want to read it. I want to see it being done. Again, it comes down to identifying other humans. It's like, oh, they're doing it. I can do it.
Your target audience is out there. There's actually no perfect way to reach it. If you put yourself out there consistently, your target audience will find you. So that's why it's important to post authentically. It's important to post often. It's important to post the things that you care about, because that's how you will find your target audience. But more importantly, your target audience will connect with you.
Not every business needs to be on every social media platform. I think it's a misnomer to shotgun so many different social media platforms that you're going to get burnt out. It's very easy to get burnt out when you're doing this every day. So I think what it really boils down to is, where are your clients? If you're a bar, Facebook is a really good idea as a social media platform because you're more community-based. Okay. If you are selling a product online only, you don't have a store, you're just selling a product and it's very visual based, let's say you're selling bags, okay, like backpacks or purses or something. Instagram is probably the best way to sell this because now you have lots of product photos and things like that. If you are a service selling a service, like a more elongated service, maybe you're a CPA, maybe YouTube or LinkedIn might be your best platform, but it all comes down to, where's your audience?
You can find out who your competition is by paying attention, by doing some research, by looking at companies you admire. There's nothing wrong with looking at your competition and what they're doing and see what you could learn from them. You don't have to copy them, but it gives you an idea of what they're doing. Don't try to copy what they're doing, but either better yourself or try to do something different.
I think being on video is stressful for everybody. I mean, even people who do it for a living, because you have to amp yourself up. You have to get outside your comfort zone. And it's tough. I get it. I really do. I think the number one thing you should focus on is doing it. The more you do something, the easier it's going to be. And I know everyone says that, but that's what it is. The first 100 or so videos might not be good. Doesn't matter. 101's going to rock. And you're going to feel it. When you're sitting in front of a camera and it no longer feels like you're sitting in front of a camera, like right now, what it boils down to is it's going to click You're going to get that feeling. And here's what, when you get that feeling, your audience is going to get that feeling too. Okay. And that is going to put you over the edge. So just do it. Do it all the time. Do it at home. Do it at work. Do it until it no longer feels weird, and it will explode and you will explode. You got it. Just do it.
The best way to convince your customers to buy your product is by trying not to sell. It's just by being authentic, telling them about your product, your service, your passion about your product or service, how you came about, finding a way to have them relate to your business or to you as a business person is the easiest way to sell. You just tell your story, and if you're passionate about it, your customers will find you.
So the rule of thumb for marketing, at least how we believe it, is there's a two-step thing. It's content and consistency. Okay, you have to have content, meaning you have to make stuff. Consistency means you have to make stuff on a regular basis. If you post every day, cool. If you post one time a day or one time a week, you better post on that same day every week. Okay, but here's the secret a lot of places don't tell you. You don't need to have high quality content like amazing camera gear or lights or specialized mics if you are creating something that is interesting and has value. I can't count the amount of times I've sat and watched a video that looks like crap, but the person talking is interesting and compelling and it's really engaging and I love it, versus someone who's set up who looks amazing and they're crap on camera. They're boring. They're lifeless. I don't care. I'm not going to watch that. I'm going to watch the guy who's bringing out a cell phone. It's more important to be engaged.
Another way to get people to buy your stuff is by putting yourself out there on social media and by posting often every day, sharing your ideas, your products, your fun, your passion, your reason for why you started that business. Just put yourself out there and keep sharing, because people are out there on social media. They're trying to find businesses that they can relate to. They're trying to find a person that they can relate to behind the business.
All right, here's what it boils down to. Your audience is on social media. Whether you want to be on it or not, tough. My dad and I used to play ping pong, and he used to tell me the way to win at ping pong is to hit the ball where the other person isn't, which makes sense, right? If you market that way, you're never going to get business. So hit the ball where the people are. And guess what? Everyone is on social media. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. That's where they are. Like if you're a band, are you going to give a concert to an empty field? No. Guess what? We're going to go find some people and give a concert in front of them. Yeah. Hit the ball where the people are.
The easiest way to make your social media better is by posting every day. Stop stressing about what you're posting and just start posting every day. That's more important than anything else.
Everyone thinks they're not good in front of the camera. Multi-million-dollar actors don't think they're good in front of the camera. That's why they're always trying to get better. Athletes may not think that they're good on the field. They're trying to get better. What separates the multi-million-dollar actor and the athletes from someone who's just playing it for fun, someone who's just acting for fun? They're willing to try to get better. If you don't feel like you're comfortable in front of a camera, guess what? You throw up the camera, do it. When I was in college, I had a life drawing class and I was really bad at drawing hands. So guess what I did all semester? I just drew hands. I wasn't allowed to draw anything else. I just drew hands. You do it until you're comfortable with it. Get in front of the camera, put it up. Everywhere you go, talk. Even if you don't post it, you just record it yourself. Doesn't matter. Be in front of the camera more often. Want to be better. Sometimes you just got to rub dirt on it.
You should start engaging with the accounts you follow and comment on them. And not only just don't drop a like or a heart or an emoji, actually look at what they're posting and make it a meaningful comment for them, because that will not only get you noticed, it will give their algorithm a boost and they will hopefully return the favor.
ROI, or return on investment, is different for everyone. I think too many people get stuck in their head that ROI just means, what am I making? Like, what's the money back on this? But ROI can be, well, how many followers am I getting? How much engagement am I getting? Am I selling my product more often during this month versus this month? That's information. And information is key to grow. Are you growing? Are you sinking? Are you floundering? What is your ROI? So return on investment is the time you put into something, the effort you put into something, the money you put into something. It all boils down to what you need. So ROI can be anything. So look at your ROI for all the different possibilities, and all those different possibilities can grow and get better. But get your head out of the idea that ROI is just about money. You can get so much more out of everything you do.
The best way to make your business visible online is by posting not only to social, but by updating your Google page, by interacting with other pages on social media, sharing your page wherever you can, like joining Facebook groups. Sometimes people are looking for recommendations. Your neighbors will recommend you. And then when you see yourself tagged, just, drop your link and be like, yes, I'm more than happy to help you redo your roof or something, or update your lawn or something like that. So just natural engagement when people tag you, and then dropping a link is probably the easiest way to do it.
If you don't want to do social media, I understand it's time consuming, but I think the minimal amount of time you should do is 5 minutes. It seems like a short amount of time, and it really is, especially once you start getting on social. But the minimal amount you can do is post a picture really quick. Even if you don't write anything about it, it doesn't matter. You post something. The other thing you can do with that 4.5 minutes, then you go to someone else's page, you comment on them, and comment something of value. Don't just comment, nice pic, nice bar, whatever. It doesn't matter. Actually make something of value that shows that you're actually watching what they're doing. And go to pages, invite people, look around. Do it for 5 minutes a day. It's like what they say, like there's a 6-minute workout, right? That's not that long, but you can do 6 minutes. 5 minutes? Yeah, I know you're wasting 5 minutes playing Sudoku. Just do something better for your business.
The reason customers visit a website and not buy anything is probably because they're not convinced. You didn't convince them somehow that they should buy. What are some ways to convince them is to make sure that you have reviews on your front page that says, 5-star, because customer service is beyond compare, or fast or immediate. So having that on there. Also having an About Me page with your photo is important, because people want to see the person that they're buying from. So making sure that your website is in tip-top shape, that explains who you are and why they should buy from you, is just as important as the product that you're selling.
So when you post on someone else's post on social media, it needs to be something engaging to the person. Because if you just post something like a fire or a heart, why would I respond to that? You put in the minimal amount of time to respond to what I'm doing. I don't care. If you say something like, those jeans look great. Where did you get those? I am going to answer, wow, you made me feel good about my picture. That gives me a little endorphin rush. I'm going to respond to that. And guess what? If I feel that way about one comment, you're getting a new follower. I'm going to your page and hitting follow.
3 things that you should have in your marketing plan. Number 1, your elevator pitch. Who you are as a business and how you communicate that very quickly, which is usually a 30-second explanation of your business and why they should hire you. Second is being active on social media. You don't have to be on all the social medias, but you should pick your favorites and be super active on them. Number 3 is posting often, definitely. So even if you're not posting on your own social media, be active every day on social media by commenting, by liking, by making recommendations on other accounts. That's just as important as your own posts.
So when you're posting on social media, whether it be video or photo, doesn't matter, have an idea of what's going on in the background. So many times you see those funny posts about someone posting a cool shot of this shoe, and then someone in the background, a little kid in the background's taking a pee on the front lawn or something like that, right? And it's great for laughs and giggles, but it didn't get your point across. I've seen some where like there's like a restaurant where it shows an awesome picture of like, here's all our friends who were at this restaurant and we had a great time. And there's one guy in the background drunk out of his mind and about to pull off his pants or something, or about to vomit. And that makes me not want to go to that bar. So have a really good sensibility about what's going on in the background before you take the photo or video.
The 3 things that I think people are doing wrong on social media. Number 1, repetition. They're posting the same thing over and over again. For example, a restaurant is posting food. It's just food and food and food. I want to see who's making the food. I want to see what goes into that food. People taking their food to go or for here. That's definitely number 1. Don't just show the thing you sell. Show the interaction with that product you sell. Number 2, not having a really good About Me page. That's just as important as having a really good website. I want to go to the About Me page and see who I'm buying from. Number 3 is not having any social media. When I go to a website, the first thing I do is I look at the bottom and see what socials they're on so I can follow them. So if you don't have any social links from your website, I think that needs to be fixed.
Anything you do online is basically marketing for your business. So always kind of have a sensibility about how you're branding yourself. Branding is not just a logo. Branding is how you present yourself. It's the information you give. It's everything that you're doing represents your business. So it's never a bad idea when you do stuff online, whether it be photo or video, make people remember what your brand is. Maybe a little subtle logo. Just brings it home a little bit more.
Here are the 5 things I would recommend to anybody that's starting a new business when it comes to marketing. Number 1, I know it's old-fashioned, but make some business cards. Give it to everybody. Number 2, anyone you talk to that you somewhat like or they like you, tell them about your new business. Number 3, start social media pages. Even if it's just 1 or 2, you have to be on social media nowadays. Number 4, have a website. Make sure the website is updated and it looks good. They're super cheap nowadays. Number 5, have a professional photo on your website of yourself and a really good About Me page. That's it. Pretty much those things are all very low cost or free. And then you're good to go.
So as a business, you need to be selling all the time. But value has proven time and time again to be the new marketing. And value is more important. And by value, I mean providing something for the audience that isn't selling. It's very easy to say, hey, we have a sale on hot dogs today. Come on down, buy 2, get 1 free. But value would be like, hey, did you know we get our buns from this bakery across the street and we've been friends with them for years. They make their buns with locally grown yeast and ingredients, and we think that tastes better. It's simple. It's almost silly to say, but you're educating people. You could make a video about how to better market yourself, about how to use social media better. The more value you give to someone, the more they're going to see you as an authority on that subject. And once they see you as an authority, then they're going to want to work with you.
Google reviews are important because Google is the search engine that everyone goes to, and Google loves to recommend businesses that are reviewed on Google. It's like they just love to promote themselves, so of course they're going to show the businesses that are reviewed the most. Also, clients, potential clients, future clients, they trust Google reviews. I know the first place I go to is to look at the reviews after I find a local business that's close to me. Google reviews are important for many reasons, but getting new clients is probably the number 1 easiest thing you could do. Also, replying to your Google reviews saying thank you for taking the time is just as important as the reviews themselves.
Shoes were just shoes, right? For the longest time. Until someone decided to design a little bit differently and then put a name to the shoe. No, you know who Michael Jordan is, right?
Yes.
So you know where I'm going.
Yes.
But before that, why would you have a shoe just based on one person? That's stupid. Why would you do that? And instantly, not overnight, but pretty damn close in the time frame of modern day shoes, you literally have the most coveted shoe in history. The Air Jordans went from a shoe to a status icon, a collectible, a rare collectible, variant collectible. Think about that with how you do whatever you do. You might just sell donuts, but why is that donut different than everything else? Spin your product to become a legend.
If you're spending money on your business, I think the number one thing you should do is get a really good website, because if you don't have a good website, it shows that you're a business that doesn't care about itself or promoting itself. So nowadays, websites are very cheap and affordable. You can, if you put the work into it, you could even have free websites. So if you don't have a website, it seems like people won't trust you as much.
There's all kinds of dogs in the world, okay? I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm going to find it.
Go. Value marketing nowadays is kind of something that everybody has to do. You can't just be on social media selling yourself, talking about your latest product. You have to provide value to your potential client, which means either you're entertaining them, you're informing them, you're educating them, you're amusing them in some way. So try to find just a simple way to be interesting and talk about something that usually interests you that might be entertaining to your future client. So show, don't tell.
Dogs are just like marketing. There's all kinds of dogs in the world. Big dogs, small dogs, foofy dogs, fluffy dogs, hairy dogs, skinny dogs, chubby dogs that I just want to roll around with and squish their face. You have the purebreds, but then you have the mutts. The purebreds have really been overbred over the years, so much so that they have health problems, so much so that they can't survive in our world. Then you have the mutts who are adapting. They're changing. They are literally crossbreeding because they want to try something new, because they're adventurous. This is what's happening in the marketing world. The more you change, the more you adapt, the more you go outside of your box, like, this is the way we've always done it. That's done. You need to do something new now. Let's change the world, change your brand, and change the focus. Adapt and change, but always keep changing. Don't rely on that. That's how you stay healthy.
Tips for better food photos. Don't use the horrible yellow lighting that's in your restaurant. Take the plate of food and bring it near a window. Take close-ups, take several angles, above, side, next to. Use a person as your prop to hold that set product. So here's a waitress serving the food. Try to use your customers, maybe like putting a fork in it, like try to show some interaction with the food, people enjoying the food. Also, maybe take a photo of the person like who actually bought the food. Like, hey, this is Bob taking it to go. Little kids are always big, on social media. So show a little kid enjoying the food.